to introduce our first speaker then, who is Acharya Mahadev Parameswaran. He's earlier known as Dr. Mahadev, and he worked in the aerospace industry and he joined Acharya Mahadev in 1978 by Master Puja Gurudev's selection and tips. And with Puja Gurudev's blessing, he started Balavar and youth classes for children in 1982 in Southern California. And now there's over 1,000 children who take these classes in Chanel Balavar. He has been giving talks for youth and adults at Missoula and Caution centers and in universities, schools, and colleges in and around Southern California. Acharya Mahadev has also given talks on Bhagavad Gita to adults and conducted other Vedanta talks on Bhagavad and Yoga Vedanta. Acharya Mahadev is also the secretary of the Junior Mission in Southern California, and in summer 2008, he was blessed to serve as an Acharya for Junior Mission in Ramakrishna and conducts regular Vedanta classes. So please join me in welcoming Acharya Mahadev.
Thank you very much. And can I do this? How do you take the forward? I can talk to you more intimately. Shanti is really something that you are aware. So you need to keep the mind quiet before we start any discussion, anything else, right? So please. Please stand with me. Sahanavavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namam Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvanam. Thank you for coming, and I'm very, very touched, very enthused that you doing something so precious you won't get it anywhere. Let me explain. So what we are doing, we are exploring the Hindu culture and trying to find identity in this diverse. You know about the globalization and everything else. It's very, very important to do that, right? So first of all, the next slide. Yeah, just move the slide. Okay, so here, this is an overview chart to show what we're going to do. This should be identity, not identity. So here, what are we doing here? You know, the first basis of what we should do is to understand what Sanatana Dharma means. Don't really use the word Hinduism. It's not, we are not a religion at all. We are Sanatana Dharma. What does it mean? It means that you are, you know, you're dealing with something that is universal, that is throughout. It is irrespective of religion, irrespective of culture, anything. That is what we call a real pan-Hindu identity. If you want to know the meaning of Hindu, this is a pan-Hindu identity that you want to invite, nothing else. Okay? So we're going to just explore that. And then we talk about this. Then the importance of cultural expression and tradition and all that stuff here. I'll talk about that also. And then the role of interfaith dialogue. Next one. So how do we, why am I making such a big deal about this? Because that is the very essence of our religion. If you think that pujas and everything else are the religion, no, that's not the whole story. It is very important, yes, but it has its own place. But the main thrust should be that you must be aware that every single being in the universe is nothing but the essence of every being in the world is nothing but God. Which we call Brahman in Hindu. Okay? Son. Okay, you can call it Hinduism, but understand what it means, that's all. So, look at this. There are 1,840,000 species of life in this whole universe, and things that we don't know about also. Okay? Look at this. Forest bugs, worms, humankind, and every single one of these has godliness within it. You know, even a simple snail, I mean, who designed a snail with a layer of mucus under it so it can slide on the cement? You and I cannot do this. We cannot do this ourselves. But look at that little insignificant little thing. It can do that. Look at the spider. The spider is on its web. It's moving on its web very comfortably, without getting caught in it. And the web comes out from its body, and then the fly comes in, it eats because it has to exist. And then what happens? The spider can withdraw that web back into it. What do? We get caught in the World Wide Web. And we forget. We forget our identity. We forget that we are the essence. World Wide Web is good, but don't get caught in it. You know, just like the spider. The spider is master of its web. Okay? So you too must be master of everything that you see. Don't let the mind be the master. You be the master of the mind. Okay. And then look at this. Look at the physical laws of the universe. Gravitation. If gravitation was not that, this earth will spin and will be thrown out. I'm a physicist, so you guys should know it. So the law of gravity holds everything in there so well. You know, who designed that? Newton may have discovered it, but it was already there. Remember that. In fact, I think it was not even discovered by Newton, it was discovered by Acharya Mahadev. It's an Indian. Okay? So understand, see, there's so much of pride in your culture, and you should bring that. I think you're already doing it, but let me just say the cost of preaching your word. Okay, so this is so gravitation. Any other thing, Kepler's laws of motion, okay, Newton's law of motion. All these things are not random things. Okay, now if you take Newton's law, if you go to physics, higher physics, if you go to quantum mechanics, it goes into something called Schrodinger's equation. Schrodinger's equation has to do with the atoms and electrons and things like that. Now you cannot apply the same laws of physics that you apply to classical physics, or like billiard ball or whatever it is. You can't apply Newton's laws to those things. What do you apply to that? There's another equation called Schrodinger's equation in quantum mechanics. If you take that, and if you take it as a limit, you can derive Newton's laws from Schrodinger's equation. And you come to the classic limit. Okay? Some of you who know little physics will understand what I'm saying. So when you come down to that, when you understand that there's a higher law that can define a lower law, understand there's a higher law that defines our existence here. Okay? You just go logically and you see that. There's a higher law that defines our intellect. There's an intelligence that makes our intellect intellectualize. Okay? There's something that is deep and very, very deep inside us. Okay? Look at all these things. Look at the sun. It's over there. It's just at the right distance. If it comes any closer, you'll be burned to a crisp. If it goes any further, you'll be frozen. Look at how it's maintained wherever it is. Okay? Look at all these different species. Look at the dog, how loyal it is. Okay? I brought everything here. I threw a whole spectrum of things in there to show you that everything is nothing but that. Okay? So what is the dog? The loyalty of the dog. You know, I saw a program on National Geographic. You know, there's a guy. He has a dog. He has a jeep, and he's in the desert. So he's got one of these jeeps that goes in the desert. Sometimes he has to drive a long way. As he travels, okay, the dog sometimes follows him. Huh? And what happened was, once the dog was running alongside him, okay, and suddenly there was a dust storm ahead. And then the dog, what happened? The dog didn't run alongside him. Suddenly it went in front of the car and got run over. And when the dust storm cleared, he found that his son was just beyond the dust storm, and he was riding a bike and he had fallen down. Had he gone further, he would have run over his son. We talk about loyalty, talk about everything else. Look at that. Even the animals have so much. Animals have that sense of being, that consciousness. Is there. See, there is something called antaryami, very, very important word that we have learned. Antaryami means inner indweller. Indweller is who? The Lord. The Lord is the indweller of all of us. And in animals and things like that, there is no ego. In a human being, there is ego because you have choice. And if you don't make the right choice, you naturally suffer, right? So, because animals don't have that choice, God makes that choice. Okay? See, this is the same idea in bhakti when you say surrender. This is what you do. You surrender your ego. When you surrender your ego, God expresses to you. If you have seen a picture of Sri Krishna playing fruit, what would you say to the fruit? Empty thyself, so I can fill thee with the music. So empty yourself of the ego and everything else that you have. And let God's blue play with you. Okay? This is what we have to understand. Okay? Look at the scorpion. Look at all these different species. Scorpion stings and all that. You may say, oh my goodness, the scorpion stung me. But it never does it. It doesn't say, oh, here's a human being, let me sting him. No, but human beings do that to each other, don't they? You know that. Okay? But look at that. They are all God's creation, including the human being. Don't think human being has to learn how to handle himself or herself. Okay? Therefore, all life is sacred. Okay? It's God, nothing but God. And and God, all we have just beautifully named Brahman. And Brahman manifested in infinite ways. Next slide. Next one. You see, this is a quote from Ashtar. It's a very beautiful Vedanta. It says, Brahma Samba Paryantam Aham Eve Nishte Nirvikalpa Suchistanta Prapta Vinirva Vinirvataha. What does that mean? He is saying, Bhagavan is telling you, this Drishtaka Gita is a very beautiful background also behind it. I won't go to that because of time. He is saying that I am in all things. From where? From Brahma, Brahma the creator, all the way to a later class. So all creation is pervaded by that oneness. Okay? And if you know this, you have no thought of success or failure. See, success or failure. Why? Because you are aware that God is expressing you. Everything is the expression of divinity. Okay? So there is nothing there for you to worry about success or failure. Success or failure has to do with the mind. God has nothing to do with mind. You understand? And so, he says, if you understand this fact, that God pervades everything, that from Brahma to later classes, and that shows that you. And then you exist in that stillness, because stillness is nothing but God. Okay? Next slide. Now here's a definition. If you look at the beauty of a jewel, it depends upon the number of facets that it has. Okay? If I take a diamond has so many facets. That is why the diamond is everybody's friend. Okay, and the diamond is so precious. Okay, now just imagine if that is so precious. Just imagine something with infinite facets. The Lord is somebody with infinite facets. That means you cannot understand. Even a three-dimensional object, I can't tell what's on. Even the two-dimensional object, I can't tell what's on the other side of the screen. Isn't it? If I take a ball and suspend it in the middle here, I can't tell what's on the other side. Right? So three-dimensional, two-dimensional, I can't tell. Just imagine infinite dimensional. What can you see? It is so difficult to probe because the reason is that which is responsible, that infinite oneness is responsible for your intellect. And the intellect cannot probe the very cause of its function. It's like an unborn child trying to understand the mother. Okay. Understand? It's exactly like that. Okay? So, it's hard to understand that. This divine manifestation is in everything that we saw. And now, if you see the different gods, somebody mentioned, pujas and all that. Very good. Okay? But understand that you are worshipping the ideal behind the ideal. Remember the spirit with which you do it. That is more important. Because if you just automatically just do like this, chant all the 108 names or whatever, that's not the point. The point is, in what power are you doing it? Are you doing it with love for God? Our Guru, they brought us one thing. We have something called vasanas. Vasanas are tendencies in our past. Vasanas are tendencies in the past which we have to let go. All these are like hang-ups in our life. If we don't let go of those hang-ups, they come to us in another life, the next life. You have to be born just because you have this vasana in your head. For example, you want to be a musician, and you tried very, very, very hard. And you tried very hard, but the end of your physical body ended. So what happens? God says, hey, you tried so hard, I have to give you another life where you can express this talent. So you're born in a family where music surrounds you. You're born in a family where music is encouraged. You're given all the different circumstances needed for music to come from you.